represents.
Come on, brother minister.
Talk black to me. You have an Eric Muhammad problem. And when you have an Eric Muhammad problem, though you might think you can dismiss it, it's a bigger problem than you need to have.
Come on.
Talk black to me.
Facts.
See, you weren't expecting a Nation of Islam minister to get involved in this case.
Come on.
And start making the type of noise that I'm making about this case.
Come on.
And it's causing you to rearrange and respond and react to what I'm saying and doing.
That's right.
Talk black to, you're delusional. Nobody's thinking about, nigga, crack up, whatever you are. God damn it, your mama's delusional. That's why she had you instead of an abortion.
Come on.
Roe v. Wade.
Roe v. Wade.
Nobody delusional. I got absolute evidence.
Evidence.
Talk black to me.
In 2 weeks.
I didn't dream this up. They're responding to what I'm saying and doing because they were caught off guard by me saying it and doing it.
Come on.
And while that's happening, you dumb niggas, some of you are sitting around thinking to yourself, Mr. Eric, you know, he preaches okay and everything like that, but, you know, he ain't really, you know, yeah. You're amazingly stupid. I'm not mad at you, although it seems like I am. I do love you. I swear to God I do, but I don't like you. Because you're always doing the stupid-ish that you do, and it just doesn't rub me right. Talk black to me. You are going to drop the ball on this case.
Once again.
Once again. And these officers are going to get away, once again, with what they did to Rayshard Brooks. And you silly sucker niggas are going to be satisfied with just a damn peace center.
Come on.
Which you probably won't get, but if you do get it, you'll be satisfied with that. The Rayshard Brooks Peace Center.
Go ahead.
Y'all niggas is crazy.
No different from a holiday.
Ain't no with a pacifier put in the mouth.
A white man puts his knee on a black man's neck in broad daylight, murders him in front of scores of witnesses.
Come on.
Why?
Nonchalant with his hand in his pocket.
Because it was during the presidency of Donald Trump. It was Donald Trump's white America that he did this in the context of.
Come on. Bring it back
Talk
to
black to me. Never was there such a brazen public act of murder of a black man. I'm talking about in modern history. I'm not talking about in the good old days. When a good old boy could kill a nigger and you didn't have all this fuss about it. Ain't that right, Bobby Earl? That's right, Billy Ray.
Come on. Come on.
Talk black to me. I'm talking about in modern history, after the civil rights movement got rid of the good old days.
Come on.
You never had a brazen public act of murder of a black man at the hands of law enforcement. Like the murder of George Floyd until a president like Donald Trump with his overtly racist, anti-black attitudes and even actions.
Come on.
Just like he fueled the so-called protest, but actual insurrection at the Capitol, he fueled a lot of racist violence against black people, both within the law enforcement community and without it.
Come on.
Are you listening?
Yes, sir.
This man speaking to police said that when you're putting a black subject in the vehicle, go ahead and bang his head on the roof of the police car when you're getting ready to get him in. When blacks protested at his rallies, he would literally tell his supporters to beat them up and throw them out.
Yes, sir.
Talk
Right.
back to me. So in a social climate fueled by a racist president, an
Terrible.
overtly,
Go ahead.
unapologetically racist president, a president that the social climate in the country elected in the first place as a response to having a black president
That's right.
in the White
Yes,
House.
sir.
Right.
Yes.
In a social climate such as that, that's what produces a murder such as George Floyd.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Are you listening
Yes,
to
sir.
me?
Come on. It's wisdom.
So, in response to that, what you are begging the white man for is passage in the House and Senate of the George Floyd Reform and Policing Bill. I mean, this is all you niggas ever damn asked for.
Hey.
I mean, the worst public lynching of a black man in modern history, and you punks, you suckers, you damn niggas, all you want in exchange for the priceless life of George Floyd, you want the white man, his Congress and his Senate to pass the George Floyd whatever policing bill. And of course, the climate of the country being so racist and unwilling to give us justice, the House and the Senate don't pass it so that Biden could sign it, forcing Biden to have to issue an executive order
Right. Yes, sir. Come on.
to bring about some reform, but it only applies to federal law enforcement personnel. Why would an executive order apply to anything other than federal law enforcement personnel? The executive order is from the leader of the federal government. What the hell does that mean to the states?
Come on.
What does that mean to the municipalities? When Obama was in office, Obama pushed for several police reforms, because him being a Lazarene himself, laying at the rich man's gate begging for the crumbs that fall from the rich man's table. In other words, the white man's nigger
Come on.
in the White House.
Come on.
The white man's nigger in the white man's house. He put consent decrees on various police departments in major cities across the country. The police departments largely, if not entirely, bucked them damn consent decrees, did what the hell they wanted to do anyway. Talk black to me. But the point that I'm making is Obama tried to bring about certain reforms, quote unquote, in the way that police deal with the communities, meaning with niggas. White folks ain't complaining about how police deal with them. White folks ain't protesting what police do to them. They protest recently, and we protest over what police do to us. Are y'all with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Obama couldn't get it through. Here's Biden, his vice president, now the president, he can't get it through. Obama, I don't know what executive orders he may have signed and don't care. The bottom line is we got emancipated from slavery by what was, or what was very much in essence, if it wasn't, what was an executive order by the then President Abraham Lincoln. He issued the Emancipation Proclamation.
Right.
Niggas are so stupid, we think the Emancipation Proclamation was law.
Come on.
It was an executive order, essentially, if not actually.
That's
It was
a
an
fact.
executive order,
That is a fact.
which means it was something that could be enforced on a temporary basis.
Yes.
In other words, Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation was a war measure.
Yes.
It was a war measure, which means after the war is over, it no longer applies. Talk black to me.
Teach.
It's a war measure.
Teach.
It is essentially an executive order. It's not law. It wasn't passed by Congress.
Come on.
It wasn't passed by the Senate and then signed into law after passing through the lower and upper houses of Congress. It was almost the equivalent of a royal decree. But since this is not a monarchy,
Right.
what is in essence a royal decree has no constitutional standing.
Come on.
This is why, after the war stopped, there had to be amendments to the Constitution
Right.
to deal with our freedom from slavery.
That's right.
Talk black to me.
That's right. Go ahead.
And you have to have an overwhelming majority in Congress in order
To pass it.
to pass amendments
That's
to
right.
the Constitution.
Go ahead. Teach.
You can't just sign some order and make slaves citizens of America.
Oh, come on.
That's not how it works.
Come on.
Because there is a so-called balance of power. The executive branch of the white man's government of America is not a monarchy. It is balanced by the judicial branch and the legislative branch. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
So, all three branches, in essence, balance each other out. The executive branch can say, okay,
Right. That's right.
by presidential decree, niggers are citizens of America. Excuse me. The legislature and the judicial system balance that, baby. The legislature got to sign off on that. The president ain't no king.
Go ahead.
He's an executive. He ain't no king.
Right. That's right.
So until you get what I believe is 3/4 of Congress to sign off on this, you ain't changing the Constitution. Talk black to me. You can't change the Constitution with a simple majority. You have to have a super majority.
Come on.
Come on. Well, it's the same thing with Biden's executive order.
Right.
If it can't get passed through the House and the Senate, then his executive order ain't worth the paper it was signed
Go
on.
ahead.
Because it's not the will of the people what he signed.
Come on.
It's the will of the president.
Come on. That's a fact.
And he is not a monarch over the people. He is a representative in the government that is of the people, by the people, and for the people.
Come on.
Talk black to
Come
me.
on.
Good teach.
Well, good teaching is usually wasted.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
We'll see. We gonna see if anybody gets me in contact with Mr. Williams. We gonna see if anybody gets me in contact with them Memphis residents. We gonna see if anybody does anything to try to help me in what I'm trying to do to get justice for Richard.
Come on.
We gonna see.
We'll see.
Or whether everybody just says, well, I watched as much as I could until I just wasn't interested no more. You know, the Eric Muhammad show today was all right, I guess, and then I had to go do what I had to do. Talk black to me.
That's our people.
That's us all the way, brother.
My father's children, bro.
So as I close this lecture for the day, keep in mind what I said. If you want to win the argument, don't focus on Rolf.
Go ahead.
Focus on Brosnan. Because what proves Rolf was wrong is Brosnan didn't do what Rolf did. That's what proved he was wrong. Brosnan didn't see the threat. So, second point, if they drop charges against Rolf, and he's totally vindicated, and they don't put some kind of charges on Brosnan for not backing Rolf's play, then that is proof Rolf was wrong. Because you can't say Rolf was right without saying Brosnan was wrong. You can't have it both ways. Everybody all right?
Yes, sir.
Now to prove to you that the people you think pay no attention to me do so pay attention to me, watch what they start saying to combat what I just said about Brosnan. Watch them start coming up with arguments to prove that Brosnan and Rolf were right. Brosnan didn't do anything wrong by not firing, and Rolf didn't do anything wrong by firing. When the argument starts being changed to that, that's how you know they're paying attention to me.
Go ahead.
See, this is a chess move I'm making. You will either shut the hell up and make no argument against my argument about Brosnan, or you will speak up, prove that you do take me serious. Or, in order to prove that you don't, you won't say anything, and my argument will win by default. You're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't. Like I said to Mr. Champion, you're done here. It's a wrap. Carl Reynolds. It's a wrap. Everybody all right?
Yes, sir.
Secondly, if you start hearing talk about the Memphis residents and the lawyer that was representing them at the press conference, that'll be additional proof.
Come on.
That'll be
Sure.
additional proof. You're paying attention, but you want to portray me as someone that you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
So you will either speak up and prove my point, or you will shut up and my argument about them will win by default. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, because by Allah's grace, I'm playing this game pretty
Now you're-
damn well.
Come on.
Everybody all right?
Yes, sir.
All praise is due to Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Secondly, the more they argue about Rashard firing at Rolf, you argue more about Rolf firing at Rashard. Because the fact that Rolf was firing at Rashard, even though he was fleeing, you were not firing to stop his resistance.
Go ahead.
You were not firing to stop a threat before he ever turned around and fired at you, Mr. Rolf. You were running behind him, firing at him.
Yes, sir.
Shoot the kid.
And you were wrong to do that. You don't fire at a fleeing suspect to stop that suspect or subject from
Right.
fleeing.
Come on.
You fire at a combative subject to stop that subject from combating.
Right. Go ahead.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
All praise is due to Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. If Rayshard Brooks was such a danger, when you fired your weapon at him, then that means he was still or had been that danger before you fired your weapon at him? Why did you fire the taser instead of your weapon the first time?
Right.
You knew he had a taser. You knew the taser was a quote-unquote deadly weapon.
Bring that point back. That's right. Go ahead.
And since that made him a threat,
Come on.
talk black to me, then why didn't you fire the duty weapon instead of running behind him like Pee Wee Herman
With your taser.
with a damn taser?
Uh-huh.
You could have brought him down with a bullet faster than a damn taser.
So quick.
With the prongs of a taser. Here's a fleeing, dangerous suspect who's a threat to the lives of the officers, and he's also a threat to the lives of potential innocent civilians. You running behind him firing a taser. But he's a threat, though. But you firing a taser. You got a more effective weapon. You wait until the less effective weapon is now a non-effective weapon. Then you pull your gun.
Come on.
And finally use the force, the level of force that should have caused you to use that duty weapon in the first place.
In the first place. Yes, sir.
When I say the level of force, I'm saying that is the level of force that by your logic you should have used in the first place instead of the lesser.
You're just going by your logic.
When you're trying to tase Rayshard Brooks instead of shoot Rayshard Brooks, you are proving that you don't fear for your life or the life of Mr. Brosnan or the life of any innocent civilians. Because that fear would dictate, not suggest, but dictate you put that damn taser down and shoot him with your weapon.
Off top. Let's go. Yes, sir.
So you weren't scared that Rayshard Brooks was a danger to your life, your fellow officer, any innocent civilians. That's why you chose to only tase him. But when your taser ran out, and you wasn't catching him fast enough,
I'm going to put you down.
I'm going to put you down. Pop, pop, pop.
Got him.
I got him. Because that is what was in your mind in the first place.
Off the
Get
rip.
him, get him, get him, get him, get him.
Bet you don't.
Talk black to me.
Go ahead.
Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms gave a press conference after Rayshard Brooks was killed. A few minutes into her press conference after announcing that in response to that and the previous incident with the college students, she is taking these executive, again, this ain't the city council. This is royal decree. She's signing what is essentially mayor executive orders that are going to change the policies and the training, whatever, of the officers in direct response to these two incidents that have happened. After she talks about that for a few minutes, she says, and it was a couple of days after Friday, right? She says, we witnessed, talking about Friday, she said on Friday, and then she said after a few other words, she said, we witnessed the murder of Rayshard Brooks. Now, just in case anybody doesn't realize what I just said, let me explain something to you.
Please.
Mayor Bottoms, at the time she said it, was a licensed lawyer.
Yeah.
She was a licensed individual to practice law in the state of Georgia.
Come on.
This is a lawyer talking.
Choosing their words.
She was also a former judge. Did you hear what I just said?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
She was also a judge of a court. What the hell do you think this woman don't know about the law? And she, in an official official press conference said, we witnessed the murder of Rayshard Brooks.
Murder. Not the killing.
Then she followed that up with these words, brother minister. She said, it angered me and saddened me beyond words.
Damn.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Teach.
But this idiot wants to tell me I don't know the law or I don't know the facts and relevant law. I know that when a lawyer who served as a judge in a court gives an official press conference of her office as mayor of an absolute major city in this country, and she uses the words, this is a lawyer, nobody knows the importance of how you choose your words better than a lawyer.
Come on. Yes,
She
sir.
says, we witnessed the murder of Rayshard Brooks.
Listen.
She said in connection with that, that she, for the second time in so many days, spent the better part of the weekend reviewing body cam footage and video of the incident.
Come on.
She didn't just take a glance.
Go ahead.
This is the mayor of the damn city, jackass. And based on her exhaustive review of the video evidence in the case, without the district attorney having yet brought charges, Paul Howard hadn't brought no charges yet, she got out in front of the district attorney and said, we witnessed the murder of Rayshard Brooks. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
This is the woman that was elected by the people to be the mayor of the city. Come on. The police chief resigned because, and I'm just guessing this, because she looked like a damn fool. When the officers who brutalized Messiah and Tanaya, when Mr. Howard brought charges against them. Now, this is the same woman who said that after reviewing all the video exhaustively, she recognized that she had no other choice but to fire the officers. You think she don't know relevant law? And she the chief of police?
Come on.
You think she didn't know the facts? She the chief of police? The hell is you talking about? This wasn't no emotional black woman. This wasn't no emotional black militant foul-mouthed Nation of Islam minister. This is the chief of police, a white woman.
Come on. Come on. Come on. That means something to you.
She jumps out after Howard brings charges and says, in essence, she didn't appreciate him doing that, and that, you know, he was jumping the gun and making those officers victims of his political aspirations. So you jump out with some crap like that, and then a few days later, your officers kill an unarmed black man in a Wendy's parking lot. So you're looking like an idiot right now.
Complete.
Your officers are totally out of control. They're brutalizing first and then outright murdering second black folks in the streets of Atlanta. And it's all because they're rising up in outrage over the worst public lynching of a black man in modern history.
Connect them dots, brother minister. Go ahead.
So you know, your time as the police chief in Atlanta over black folks is over. So you chunk them deuces and get the hell on. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
All praise is due to Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. But here come these trolls. Here comes these pro-police idiots. Here comes these anti-black racists who feel as though we blacks commit more crimes than whites. We blacks make horrible and wrong decisions. We blacks are at fault because we make babies and don't take care of them. We don't keep our homes together. We break up our homes and have our children not being raised right. We don't go out and work hard. We sit around trying to get welfare. We don't, all the stereotype, all the garbage. It's the niggers. It's their fault. It's the niggers. It's their fault. It's the niggers. It's their fault. Talk black to me. These anti-black racists who blame us, the victims of their racism, for the crimes they perpetrate against us.
Come on.
Out of the spirit of that racism. They're basically saying, we murder you because of thoughts that are with you. It's your fault we killed you. It's your fault we came to Africa and kidnapped you and brought you to America and made you slaves. And it's your fault that you're in the bad condition that you're in. We freed you.
All that. All that.
In the spirit of the great emancipator Abraham Lincoln, these anti-black racists will tell you in a minute, Delta flies to Africa.
Come on.
Huh?
Yes.
Delta flies to Africa. If you don't like it, leave.
Dr. Apple. Come on.
Donald Trump's son said to us, I think it was his son-in-law, one of them. He was like, anybody that wants to leave America and go to Africa, I'll pay for your flight. Talk black to me.
Damn.
You know why these crackers talk like that? Because they know that it's not practical. Are you listening to me?
Sorry.
They know that that's just an utterance. They're not serious. I don't mean that they're not serious about buying a ticket for you to get on a plane, although they're not serious about that either. They're lying. Talk black to me. But it's just a wisecrack.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's all it is. It's a wisecrack. And it's designed to get you mad. It's a wisecrack. It's a useless utterance.
You know you don't want to go
It's
anyway.
stupid. They know the dumb ones don't want to go anyway. Talk black to me. The smart ones like us would be more than happy to get on that damn plane and get the hell out of here and never come back.
Complete separation.
But we're soldiers. We don't have no orders to do that. Talk black to me. And we believe in the scriptures of these books that say it's not going to go down like that.
Come on, brother, man.
We know that the prophets and their predictions must come to pass.
We made liars.
They can't be made liars.
Come on, teach, teach.
Are you listening to
Come on.
me?
Yes, sir.
But in spite of that, I say to those who are just being wise guys that say, well, if you don't leave, if you don't like it, leave. Okay, but wait a minute. Here's the difference between you and the great emancipator, Abraham Lincoln. Let's talk about Lincoln. When Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation and the slaves were freed, they were freed with nothing.
Come on.
Just like the white man says to us when we complain about him,
Right.
why don't you go back where you came from? Hold it, cracker. First of all, there is nowhere that we came from. We didn't come over here. You came over there, and you forced us over here.
Come on.
We didn't come over here.
Come on.
So stop it.
Come on.
You just being a devil.
Come on.
That's all you're doing. You're just acting in accord with your wicked and evil nature.
Listen to the wordplay.
What do you mean? Go back where you came from. We didn't come.
Come on.
Cracker, send us back where you brought us from.
Come on.
Right.
You're going to tell me, book a flight. I didn't book the first trip. How the hell I got to book the trip back. I didn't book the trip here.
Right.
Gotch. I didn't book the trip here. Peckerwood. You booked my trip here. Book my trip back. See, James Monroe, who was president at the time, he wasn't just a wise cracking devil saying, niggers, go back where you came from. He was
It's
serious.
about that life.
He was serious
Sir.
about solving the black-white problem in America. He was serious.
Show it.
So he took serious action, not wisecrack action, serious action. The great American statesman from Kentucky, Henry Clay, who was the political mentor, the man that Abraham Lincoln looked up to. He was serious about the black-white problem in America. Abraham Lincoln saying, Abraham Lincoln was a vile racist. Henry Clay was a vile racist. James Monroe was a vile racist. In other words, they was crackers. Y'all all right?
Yes,
They was peckerwoods. They were enemy Caucasian devils.
Come on.
All right?
Yes, sir.
And they were unapologetically racist.
Period. What? Go.
You racists who make wisecracks, well, book a flight to Africa. Delta flies there. You don't like this country? Leave. I'll pay your way. You are not the quality of white men and women, but we just gonna deal with men right now. You are not the higher quality of cracker that Lincoln was, that Monroe was, that Clay was, and many other higher quality white men. Talk black to me. You are just a wise, cracking, damn beast. You're not serious. But these men were serious.
Show it.
James Monroe got Congress to appropriate hundreds of thousands of dollars to take blacks from America and resettle them in Africa.
Homeland.
He didn't just say, why don't you go back where you came from? He did something about it. He didn't tell those slaves what shipping companies go to Africa, book a trip. No, he said, Congress, I need you to appropriate so and so many dollars. We're going to resettle all the darkies back in Africa.
Made it out.
Talk black to me. Henry Clay, among several other higher quality whites in America, they established in their states colonization societies. The American Colonization Society was established to resettle us back in Africa. That's what you do when you're serious about telling black people, get out. That's what you do. You don't make a wisecrack. Why don't you leave? Why don't you send us? Why don't you book a flight? Why don't you establish a chapter? What do you mean establish a chapter? Establish a chapter of the American Colonization Society.
Go ahead.
These were whites who formed societies and raised money. These were private societies. They were private. This was the private sector. The money wasn't coming from Congress.
That's right. Come on.
These were white people getting together with white people, and they wasn't broke. And they were raising money amongst themselves in legally formed societies, chapters of the overall society, raising money to finance the immigration, immigration, not I-immigration coming in, immigration, EM going out.
Right.
The immigration of sons and daughters of Africa back to their native land and among their native people.
Go ahead. Teach that history.
That's the kind of vile, racist cracker I can deal with.
Yes, sir.
That's the kind of vile, racist cracker I have respect for.
Come on, man.
I'm not asking no white man to not be racist against black people.
That's not what we hear.
That's not what I want.
Come on.
That's not what I demand.
Be that. That's what
You
are.
be the racist cracker bastard that you want to be. What I am asking is that you get serious about making moves to get us out of here.
Come on.
Because we don't want to hear your lying promises that one day little black boys and little white girls will join hands and sing a Negro spiritual.
Come on, man.
We're not interested.
At all.
You're never going to give us justice, and we know it.
We know that.
And we know that you know when you lie and say you will. We know you don't mean it.
Come on.
We want separation.
Complete. Go ahead.
Complete separation in a state or territory of our own.
Teach.
We don't want to live in your damn states.
Teach Elijah.
We don't want to live in your damn cities.
Come on.
We don't want to live in your damn country.
Come on.
We don't want to live under your damn flag.
Come on. Teach.
We want a state or territory of our own. Not under your flag.
Come on.
That's right.
Not under your laws.
Come on.
Where the justice represented by the stars in your flag are in a blue background, because blue is the color of falsehood.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
It's the color of untruth.
Come on.
And those stars of justice are in a blue background because there is no true justice coming to the black man in America as long as we live under that flag.
Teach that.
All praise is due to Allah for the most honorable Elijah.
Come on, man. Oh.
So we want out from under that flag.
That's
and
right.
out from under the unjust laws.
Come on, Brother Minister.
Talk black to me.
Unjust law.
That we are subjected to under that damn flag.
Go ahead.
We want complete separation
Yes, sir.
in a state or territory of our own,
Come on.
either here
Or elsewhere.
or elsewhere.
It don't matter.
We believe ain't no such thing as Delta flies the Africa Book of Flight. Tell your mama the Book of Flight. I'm sure there's some Africans that would like to really engage your mama. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
I'm willing to book a flight to Africa to wait for your mama to get there. This is one African that would love to welcome your cracker mama to Africa.
Come on.
Tell me who the hell goes to Africa. Send your mama, but send me first. And let me know when she'll arrive. But make sure you hug her and give her a big fat kiss before she leaves. And tell her you love her.
Long kiss
Because
goodbye.
you'll never see her again.
Long kiss goodbye.
Come on with it.
Talk black to me. The hell you want from me? She had you, didn't she? Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All
sir.
praise is due to Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. We believe that our former slave masters, that means you, cracker,
Come on.
are obligated
Obligated.
to provide such land.
Go ahead.
We ain't walking around nowhere looking for no damn land.
All right.
You are obligated, just like James Monroe did, just like Abraham Lincoln did. No, you find the land.
Go ahead.
Talk to the rulers of the land.
Come on.
Make the necessary
Go
negotiations.
ahead.
It is your obligation to provide us with the land that will form this separate state or territory.
Sir.
And that the area must be fertile and minerally rich. You ain't settling us on no worthless nigger reservations like you did to the Indian reservations or with the Indian reservations. No, you're going to resettle us on fertile land
Go ahead.
that is minerally rich. Hello?
Hey.
We also believe that our former slave masters are obligated.
Come on.
You ain't just kicking us off your plantation with no money,
Right.
no education, no income, no tools with which to begin a civilization, no nothing. You just ain't kicking us out, throwing us out on our ear when we have nothing whatsoever to make a life for ourselves.
Oh, in our future.
You didn't find us like that.
Right.
Talk black to me. You found us the subjects of advanced governments.
Go ahead.
The West Africa that you found us in was part of an empire. First Ghana, then Mali, then Songhai.
Come on.
And since you began to enslave us in the 1400s, but the transatlantic slave trade didn't begin till the 1500s, that West Africa was the center of an empire, or that West Africa was an empire that had one of the world's leading universities there. Talk black to me. The University of Sankore was a sister university